This is my second mod list change that I've made so far to my game, ongoing game. And it's a big one. I've changed the weather system, and it's more of an overhaul than just a mod. It changes a lot. Some people actually, well, before I get ahead of myself, basically I got rid of True Storms and replaced it with Vivid Weathers. And Vivid Weathers adds a lot of its own stuff. I'll go into detail on some of that. But before I go into more about Vivid Weather, as you can look around and see, maybe you'll be astute enough to see some of the changes as I discuss this. True Storms added a variety of weather, and I was and still am using another mod called Darker Nights. Now, some people consider Darker Nights and True Storms and Vivid Weather all to be kind of in the same family, and it sort of is, and it affects some of the same files, and that to where you need patches if you're using 2 or more of those types of mods. And I'm still using Darker Nights. I still am. So I did have to update my Darker Nights to have the newest Vivid Weather patch in it. And I think there's some definite changes here. You can see those kind of volumetric fog clouds slowly moving in the distance there. And it seems like the stars have a more fantasy movie or almost fantasy cartoon vibe about them. And I think it's because every little point of light now has sort of a flickering aura around it, like a halo. I think that's the major difference. I'm going to have to go back to an older save or an older video, and look at it. But immediately when I looked at the sky, I'm like, that looks totally different, because I think each point of light now has a halo around it. So, but to carry on about Vivid Weathers, it supposedly adds a lot more variation, a lot more variety. There's probably pros and cons within that. There's probably going to be some really cool stuff True Storms did that I'm going to eventually miss in Vivid Weathers, but I'm going to stick with Vivid Weathers for a while because it supposedly does change a lot. And I'm going to give you a look at it here in a moment, because I can adjust the time scale and actually fast forward time in the game, because this is just an old save. And I think right here I'll do that. You can bring up the console, and I think you can do set time scale. Now 20 is the default, but I'm going to set it to, I think, 10,000. And let's see what happens. Oh, you have to set time scale to 10. Now let's end the console and see what happens. Here we go. Now you can kind of get a brief look at how things are changing. What happens if I try to run around while this is happening? You can see, I think, there's some fog and rain moving in super fast. Now that's some seriously heavy fog that just moved in. You can see that there is some really colorful sunrises and sunsets. I think you can tell that. The really orange glowing sunset and the kind of purple, pink, and blue mornings. So let's run to some different locations here, maybe looking down into the city. And you can see, again, different weathers will pop. Vivid Weathers not only adds in weathers, but it does kind of mess with the colors as well. Okay, whoops, let's try to set this back. Now, we are going to get volumetric clouds. Now, supposedly, it was reported that vivid weathers gave you less of an FPS hit than true storms. And maybe it does if you remove all volumetric fog. Let's see what the light looks like with this. That's actually interesting. Now let's move into a house, because I'm guessing it's still in here. Let's continue on. But I am getting a pretty serious FPS hit right now, and have been. It's been steady, consistent, and pretty big. It is jumping up actually right now. So that might be the really big factor here. Then it might be that it's, you know, maybe it doesn't give you as big of a hit as True Storms does if you turn off all volumetric clouds. But I'm getting a pretty big hit. I'm down like steady 32 right now, 30. Okay, it's kind of leaving now, I guess. More rain is coming in, and it's jumped up. So definitely, as you saw those clouds kind of blink, the fog kind of blink away, after that my FPS did move up, and now it's between like 40 and 50. And I have to go back and check, but I believe the weather effects does affect gameplay mechanics. Yeah, see my FPS? Yep. I don't know, it is kind of jumping on wildly though. Wow. Okay, let's go ahead and fight this little fight for... Okay. So what I'm thinking it does, I think I read that it tries to be, I think, realistic because it knows it's putting in loud rain, and loud and heavy rain, like right now. Which is actually, I mean, it looks very, very cool. It does. I am impressed. I think it tries to counter that with in-game mechanics. So I think it does things like in heavy rain, it increases your sneak. Things like it makes it harder for them to hear you, enemies to hear you approaching. Wow, I am really liking this rain though. I really do love this heavy rain that's happening. And look at how it looks. Also, I am still using this in conjunction with Fallout 4 enhanced color correction mod, and it seems to look wonderful. I'm really look at that. I mean, I am really liking this. I have to say that I love rain in games like this. I really do love that. Look at that. I don't know, it's really great. I've never noticed this before. That super bizarre, crazy fire hydrant. So I might go ahead and use it even if I get a FPS hit. And I might stick with the volumetric clouds, or maybe I'll play with both and compare. But man, I have to say I'm really loving this. Let's go ahead and switch to maybe something that's a little more sunny of a day. Let's try to wait till the rain kind of dissipates. Okay, let's stop it right here. Okay, so now let's kind of take a peek at the graphics here and see if we can't... Whoops, I want to go... Okay, it's still looking like the overall effects of enhanced color correction are working pretty much the way they always were. My question to myself before was, will the Vivid Weathers mod combined with enhanced color correction create create kind of like a new look? But it looks about the same right now as it previously did with just enhanced color correction. I mean, I can't be 100% certain right now without more scrutinizing, but I'm thinking it is about the same. And right now it is what time in game? 6:13 p.m. Now see, with True Storms, I had a installation selection to make it start getting dark by 6 p.m. So by 6 p.m. it was kind of dark. So this is going back to the vanilla day-night a bit more. But we're getting, and also Vivid Weathers adds more cloud textures, its own cloud textures. Let's go up here. You can see down a little bit. We can see more, kind of a more... It's hard to tell because by this time in the evening, I'm thinking it was actually more orange with the enhanced color correction by this time of the day. So I think there is some altering by Vivid Weathers, because Vivid Weathers does more than just have weather systems pop in and out. This is actually kind of creating color enhancements too, with sunrises and sunsets. So we're going to play with it for a while. And I think, yeah, so this video has gone on much longer, and I was hoping for maybe like a 5-minute video. But that should give you a taste of what's maybe to come. And for me, anyways, it's tough to just instantly change mods, because I need time. I need time to play with that mod over a good amount of, over a sizable window of time before I get a better sense of it. So, and that's what I'll be doing. Same as with the Pip-Boy flashlight, and I don't know if you noticed, I already tried I'm already trying a different lens, and I tried to go back and look at the Technical Weapons mod lens and kind of match it by finding a similar lens within this selection. And it's sort of just a floodlight. It's sort of very basic. There is one smaller thin ring around the basic radius here, and the radius sort of fills my vision, like when I'm away. It's roughly the same as the one that was in Technical Weapons mod. I think it has an ever so slight bluish tint to it. I'm not sure if you can tell that. But we'll be playing with that some more as well. And I can always switch off to a different lens if I feel like it. Because there's other ones, smaller ones and larger ones, and ones with actual like images in the textures. Some that look scratchy and some that, you know, different kind of textures on the lens. Alright, so thanks for watching. This is the overly long mod list video. It didn't need to be this long, but there you have it. And I will see everybody in the next video. We'll hopefully then will be Corvega Part 2, where we actually go in to Corvega assembly plant and, you know, and take it over. I guess we'll destroy everyone. Alright, well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.